If you're looking for a total body practice that's gentle but thorough, this is your time. Grab your seat, no arms, hopefully feet are barefoot. Let's sit back in our seat, but keep your back off the chair back. Sitting nice and tall, let's wake up the body by dropping one ear towards your shoulder. And bring it back to center, other side. Center, over again. Center, this side. Now as we move side to side, please be aware of breathing. Let's get oxygen through your body. It helps us lengthen those muscles, but also wakes our brain up. Over to the side and up. And drop that opposite ear. Back to center, and now let's move that neck differently, side to side. Slow enough you don't get dizzy, but really helping that neck lengthen. Opposite. Back to one side. Keeping that torso nice and long, like there's a string attached to the top of your head. And center. Take a moment and breathe. As we move through these movements, please respect your body. Perhaps you have joint replacements like I do. Your body doesn't move in certain ways. Respect your body. Now let's go through a sun salutation to wake everything up, hinging forward as you exhale, reaching to your furthest point at this moment. Take a breath, and as you exhale, press up through your feet, and let's lift this right knee up towards your torso, dropping your forehead, trying to reach that knee if you can. When you return your head to center, and let's rotate that ankle. An opposite direction. Lower that foot down, reach up, breathe. And slow swan dive forward. Stopping where your body says stop. Breathing here. Pressing up through your feet, let's lift that left knee up towards your chest. Boy, I'm tight on this leg. Lower your forehead towards your knee. And to give that leg more time to lengthen, let's rotate that ankle and reverse. Reminding our body to sit tall in our chair. Beautiful. Lower that foot, reach up, breathe. Slow swan dive forward, lengthening the back side of the body. 2 breaths at the bottom. And on the exhale, reach up, take your breath. And bring your hands down to your thighs. Let's widen our feet so they're hip width apart. We're going back into our ankles, so important for balance. Let's raise our heels up off the ground and lower several times. This is a great sequence also if you work at a desk through the day and you find yourself getting stiff. Really helping those ankles be responsive as we move through our day. One more time, up and down. Now let's really make sure the spine is awake. My right hand is going to reach behind my chair. Left hand reaches alongside my right leg, and I turn my torso towards the right. Now lengthen through your head. Make sure your left glute stays on the chair, and you're in this final place of rotation. Breathing. Oxygen being delivered to our body. We breathe so shallowly through our day, especially if we're stressed. All right, come back to center. Pause for a moment. My left arm reaches over my chair back or right down along the back side of my chair. Reach around with the right. Lengthen through the top of your head and hold this rotation. Two more breaths here. On the exhale, come back to center. We're going to do this one more time on each side. Reaching for support with the right, over with the left. As you exhale, would you slowly come out of the rotation, just a slight amount. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release. Inhale, come back to the center of that rotation. Exhale, release one more time. Inhale, come back to the center of that rotation. Exhale, release. Hands on knees, breathe. Your body might feel a little more awake at this point. Let's rotate to the opposite side, going into the turn. Exhale, release slightly. Come back into that turn. Release ever so slightly back into the rotation. Release and back. Come back to center, over with one arm. You can hold on to the chair with your right hand. If reaching over is not accessible to you, maybe your hand is on your shoulder or holding on to the opposite knee. And notice what you're feeling in your low back. Come back upright. I'm going to show the arm over. Come back to center, arm holding onto the side of your chair, reaching over. Breathing. Breathing helps us manage our day much more effectively. Manage our emotions much more effectively. Come forward slightly in your chair even more. We're going to go into a lunge, so I turn my right foot out towards the wall. My left leg is down beneath my hip. We're perched on toes, and I'm going to extend my leg back slightly. You can hold on to the back of your chair with one hand and raising the opposite arm up or out wide with a bent elbow, whichever one is best for you today. This is a lunge, does a wonderful job of opening your rear hip. Breathing here. Just notice what you're experiencing. Bring that arm down, bring this rear leg forward. walk to the center. And let's go the opposite direction, dropping this leg, perched on the toes, holding onto the chair for stability. Arm is either bent at the elbow, open wide, or reaching overhead. And now can you ask your thumb to reach a little further back and notice if there's any difference in the length being created right in front of that rear hip. All right, bring that arm down. Bring the rear foot forward. We come center. Pause for a moment. This time we're going to lengthen the stance out. So turning again to the right, I am forward enough in my chair that this bum is hanging off the front of the chair. Extending that leg back with your foot flat if you can. And for some that you feel a little more stable and safe, if you walk this foot a little further towards the center of your chair, so you're in a wider position. Holding onto the chair back with your hand, if that allows you to feel comfortable, raising the arm or again, bent elbow. This is warrior one. Now notice what you're feeling all in this rear hip and glute. Now as you're breathing, bring that thumb back, or if you've got a bent arm, bring that bent arm back more, and just notice what you're feeling. Lovely, let's bring this elevated arm down. Extend both arms out. We're in warrior two. Lengthening through the top of your head and reaching through your fingers to the side wall. This arm is going to slide down the back of the rear leg, and this arm is going to reach overhead for a reverse warrior, opening up the front body. Breathing. Being aware of your breath is so important in this practice. Front arm down by my hip. Rear arm reaches up and overhead at an angle. Now your leg in back has a knee that's as straight as possible for you. And notice the sensation along the side body. Bring that arm down. Bring your torso upright. This leg is coming forward, allowing us to turn our body. Pause for a moment. We're going to repeat the same thing on the opposite side. So, bum hanging off the front of the chair, holding on with the opposite hand. Asking this knee to come a little bit closer to the back wall to give you a really stable position to support your body. Arm is reaching up, or bent elbow, warrior one. Tight hips can mean painful low backs. All right, moving the arms into warrior two, lengthening through your fingers. And now, raising that front arm up for reverse, holding onto that leg. And now let's lengthen the side body, reaching up overhead. Breathing. If all we did was sit and breathe deeply, you would feel a noticeable improvement by the end of that session. But we get to enjoy moving at the same time. Helps us move better through our day. Let's widen our leg position. We are still forward in our chair. We are going to move from our hip socket, keeping our low back nice and in line with the rest of our torso. So hip hinge forward. You'll feel a lengthening being created in the outside and inside of those thighs. And right now my hands are resting on my knees. Breathing. And perhaps you'll get some more movement as you continue to breathe. If it feels safe for you, you can release your hands and allow them to dangle towards the floor. Notice what you're feeling around the outside of your hips. Becoming aware of how important breathing is. Allows us to move better, pressing up through your feet, bringing your feet back to hip width apart. Let's help this hip one more time. I'm going to lift my right leg over my left, holding on with the front, at the front of my shin. Some people show figure 4 pressing down on the knee. I have artificial knees and hips, so I'm not going to do that. I am going to hip hinge forward slightly, and you'll feel some tightness created around that hip, and just breathe into that tightness. If it's uncomfortable, back off slightly. Keeping the spine in line, breathing. Two more breaths here. When our hips are more relaxed, we have a better walking pattern also. Come back upright. If you're not able to cross your leg over effectively, you can cross by your shin and perch on the toes. It will still give you that length creation around your hip as you hinge forward slightly. Breathing. Two more breaths here. And come back up. Feet are on the floor, pressing back, resting hands on your thighs. Let's do a scan of our body as we're breathing these last few moments, and notice what feels different compared to when we started. Breathing in. How are those shoulders? As you continue to breathe, notice how your back feels. And your hips. Last breath in and out. Namaste. If you enjoyed this practice, please feel free to subscribe and share it with your friends. It helps this channel grow. Until we meet again.